Alright guys, hello and welcome to my monster review of Clawlax. He was the bounty hunt exclusive fugitive? No, he was the bounty hunt exclusive fugitive hater monster, okay? I've tried recording this video 3 times, so I'm a bit worn out, but I'm still going to give you guys all of the enthusiasm because I absolutely love this monster, and I'm pretty happy I get to use him again. He did originally come out as a fugitive hater, which means you had to pay for him, which means he was supposed to be good. They're not good anymore. But he is actually a really amazing attacker with cold blood and just a lot of good mechanics. So, that being said, Clawlax is a Fire and Thunder Galactic era cold blood attacker. So, Clawlax's father was also a bounty hunter, and he always cautioned his son that chasing glory leads to disaster. But Clawlax is out to become the most fearsome hunter in the galaxy, and nothing's going to stop him in his pursuit of fame. Except maybe a rival hunter. I feel like this is very much setting up for like another monster. When? Who? I don't know. But I have a feeling we're going to see his rival sometime this era. Or like, I would just say next generation because I feel like the Mythic era was coming to an end. But then they just added Ancestors who can't replace Mythics. So it's really weird. But I feel like another Mythic is going to come out to complement him soon enough. His finisher, Rage Overflow, applies Pierce, then Bleed Hater to itself, deals moderate fire damage to all enemies, then applies Pierce. Now you see, I would love this skill, right? Obviously, Pierce is a given to be super OP, and then a hater that you set up for is amazing, but sadly, he does Bleed Hater before they actually have Bleed, and then it applies Bleed at the end. So you'll just do your moderate fire damage to all enemies with Pierce, so even if they had something that Cold Blood couldn't get past, your Pierce would. But it's still kind of disappointing because you'd rather it, set up and then you actually do a triple damage AoE with Pierce. But I guess that's asking for a lot. I've got to say, I love his design. So his trait is it it's not absolutely amazing, but it gets the job done to be a great monster. So at rank 1, and I always love it when it's at rank 1 instead of rank 5 and just not even worth getting, he has Cold Blood. This means he can bypass Taunt and Mega Taunt, which essentially means free range on anyone in the meta. Keep in mind, you're still vulnerable to evasion and dodge area. It's no Pierce. You can go past anything, meaning like there's no taunt. There's no way taunt will stop you. But still, if the enemies have Elvira Demon Slayer and she has a team evasion, that'll stop you. It's not a foolproof method, but it is really fun, and it allows you to kind of have this nerfed Pierce gameplay that doesn't automatically make every protection worthless, It's a lot more fun to use than Pierce, but it's not as broken as Pierce, so it's a very balanced monster in that sense. So remember, if there's a dodge area monster, you still have to do a single target. It won't bypass dodge area, it just bypasses Pierce. Then at rank 1, you have his Umbrella trait, Status Caster Hardened. Okay, all status casters have a 20% less chance to land against him. Overall, I think that's pretty good, right? I mean, it's just what everyone has. It's not really great, it's not bad. It's nice to have. You'll get a lot more use out of it. There's Immune to Bleed, which is kind of funny because he does set up for Bleed Hater. He also sets up for Guard Down Hater, which is interesting that he has a Guard Down status caster for that reason. I don't know. It's iffy because you could say, oh, since there are Bleed Haters, it's pretty good. But I always say immunity to one thing is never more useful than the other one because it is all situational. With the game, even if you have a light hater, the meta changes over time. So nothing situational is ever really good, especially Bleed because the dot itself is not dangerous and the hater is not too popular, although it's one of the more popular haters. I don't know if that makes any sense. But yeah, you're immune to it, but this doesn't really make the difference. And honestly, I only think you need to get this monster to rank 3 to have his full usability, which hopefully you did out of this current bounty hunt where he was the star monster. It was definitely a fun bounty hunt for me. Sorry I didn't make many videos on it. Then you have Status Caster Self Precision. I was actually not a fan of this in my first gameplay until I realized all of his dots, it helps a lot to have the Status Caster Precision. The only thing is, once you get to his rank 5, it's kind of redundant because Precision and Guard Down do the same thing. But I think they balance each other out because, they either cleanse the Guard Down or they cleanse your Precision. They can't get both. So either way, you won't miss, and your allies will have the added benefactor of Guard Down, as well as the fact that if it lands on them, he has a setup move for Guard Down Hater. So with all that said, I can't wait to get into it. And real quick, let me just get him fully to rank 3. I had spent the 3 days not making this videos, or at least where I tried, but my audio and my software was being weird. Getting him to rank 3 just so that I could do the best review I could. So I'm definitely going to enjoy this. If it would load, thank goodness. Boom, and that is my Clawlax rank 3. Wow, those stats are impressive, but not crazy. They're not through the roof like the new era is. I might consider 3 strength. I don't know. We'll see. So let's see. Who do I want to rank up next? I'll just throw this in the video just for fun. So you can see everyone that I am ranking up. There's not too much to rank up right now. Shao Lion. Hey, I need to do my monster review on him after this, so you can look forward to that, as well as my K9 monster review. But that's enough of the sneak peeks. Let's get into it. Clawlax. So, skills. Ooh, I love his skills, man. So first we have Fire Lit Fangs. Deals moderate fire damage to one enemy, applies Ignite to one enemy. 0 stamina, 0 cooldown, looks to be 30% damage. Personally, I would suggest that you run this. It's a really good move, and he doesn't have too many singles. But just for personal preference, I'm not gonna, just because I don't think it's gonna happen all that often. And even if it does, I'm willing to sacrifice that for better moves, because he is definitely a guy with a strong skill set. So then you have Flesh Strip, 15 stamina, 0 cooldown, just applies bleed. So it's spammable if you have the stamina. But as I said, bleed is not the kind of dot you want to spam. Sharp Rodent applies True Vision and double damage to itself. Alright, so this is it's a self-support move, but it's pretty expensive, and it doesn't come with any regeneration of that sort. So I would say no. True Vision, you already have it in your status caster, and double damage, for a monster like this, you'll always have a buffer on your team anyway, so you don't really need that. Same thing with this, but it does apply Guard Down Hater. So if you set up the Guard Down mechanic, you'll be doing like triple damage plus the damage boost here, which is really powerful, but it's expensive, and I don't think it's worth trying to set it up in that way. So then we have Pyropuncture, deals massive fire damage to one enemy, applies Guard Down to one enemy. Alright, for 55 stamina and 2-turn cooldown, I really like this. It breaks the curse of like a lot of good attackers that only had good AoEs, but they never had good singles. This guy has an absolutely massive single. Alright, so Pyropuncture, I do like the move. It applies Guard Down. You don't really need Guard Down if you're not trying to do Guard Down Hater, but for what it's worth, it's not a bad status effect. Maybe it helps your denier allies. Then you have Bites and Zaps, deals moderate metal damage to all enemies, applies Ignite and Shock. So in my opinion, this is a must-have for him. I've seen it just play out amazingly in the meta. So you know how there's a light meta, and they always just hide their light monsters behind Megaton, or they don't even try to? This strong metal AoE, well, it's not really strong, but 35 is a pretty gracious percent. So this metal AoE really devastates them, especially with his stats. Then it applies Ignite and Shock, 2 great dots, because this will tear up any nature monster, and besides that, it's a dot with a lot of damage. And then Shock blocks extra turns. I think this is an amazing AoE and a must-have. So stamina and cooldown, 48 stamina, 2-turn cooldown. The stamina is a bit on the high end. I think all of his moves stamina are on the high end, so you're definitely going to want a stamina relic with this guy. But his cooldowns aren't too high. I suggested something you'd run with him is King Autumn's Cross, but it's really up to preference. No, not King Autumn's Cross. Archdruid Sigil. I'm getting my Rocky Peaks talents, confused. So then we have Electro Slasher, deals moderate thunder damage to all enemies, applies Guard Down and Bleed to all enemies. So this sets up for both of his potential haters. There's no monster that can set up hater on one of your allies, so there's not really any point in running it, because you don't care about Bleed for the hater, since unless you talk about his finisher, he can't really use Bleed hater. And then Guard Down is just nice, but the way I see it, sorry about any interference there, I think this is just about applying Bleed and Guard Down as useful dots, not in their own, but together, and mostly about the fact that look at how much damage that is. That is almost a 40 to 45% Thunder AoE. This will absolutely tear through any K911s you fight. So 42 stamina, 2-turn cooldown. This is a very powerful AoE, because if they're neither water nor metal, you have this AoE to just do as much damage as you can, perhaps wreck them. You might want to run a good talent with this in synergy, but I think that's great. And then we have Amped Claws, deals moderate thunder damage to one enemy, then to all enemies, applies Ignite to all enemies. So on a 1-turn cooldown, 42 stamina. This move is amazing because not only is it the closest thing he has to spammable, just because these are all 2 and this is 1 cooldown, but 42 stamina, it's because it does the thunder damage to one enemy, then all. Of course, this is mostly just because if you're fighting a dodge area monster and you want a single target, this is how you'll do it and still hit the other monsters. It comes with Ignite. It's really not a move you necessarily need, which is why you might want to run Fire Lit Fangs over it to give you a 0 stamina, 0 cooldown move, just in case you run out of either of these. But I think it's just more fun to run Amped Claws just to see him tear through K911. So, with all that being said, I think we're going to get into our monster review of this monster. And his relics are Sword, Trap. Definitely want to run a Stamina Relic on this guy. And then for Sword, you can do anything. Elvira's Demon Slayer Sword, though, is pretty useless since he does guard down. So I'll just run Kain Sword. And then for talents, how about Copperbeard's Hook? Yeah, let's do it. And that being said, I'll see you guys in the second part of the video. I'm breaking it in two just in case there are audio issues so that I won't lose too much of the video. So see you guys in the next part. Alright guys, so this is the team I opted to use with Clawlax. Uriel the Divine as, what's it called? Support for him? No, I do not want to run that staff. Hold on. Uriel the Divine as support just because I want to plan to face other Clawlaxes. And for that, it kind of means that Megaton monsters aren't exactly providing real protection. So I'm running Uriel just to revive in case of anything. I'm running Miss OP as the support monster. Most of you guys might already know of this because I use it in every single video, and I use Omnia always. But my strategy with Omnia is to run Autumn's Cross. So she does Radiance, and then she gets her skill mirror, right, on her next turn. Then she does this, she gets 2 extra turns, then I do double damage, and then I turn transfer, effectively giving my attacker triple damage. I think it's super fun. It allows for a lot of instant kills and just absolutely devastating plays, and it means I can do all strength on my attackers, making them really massive threats. So, without further ado, let's get into the attacks. So, last time I did this video, I don't even think I lost any. So look, attacks, yeah. Look, I was just winning, wow. Clawlax is devastating in PvP. Definitely fun to play with, so we're going to do more of that now. So, and I think he's definitely going to be one of the best war picks you've gotten in a while. He's amazing. He was made to be exclusive, so of course he has special perks, like being better than a lot of other monsters. And thankfully, I was blessed with like the perfect display. Fighting a Megaton monster when there's not only a light and fire, but a nature monster. So the perfect elements to fight against behind a Megaton monster who can't protect them from Clawlax. I love this. Alright, so I think I'm going to go with the double turn transfer move, just so that I can do bites and zaps. Boom, instant kills the light monster. As I said, in the light meta, his metal attack is super great, and he has 3 elements to rely on for attacking, so that is amazing. So boom. Kind of annoying that he has. Let me see. Ooh, I'm gonna do this. All right, this is just to get rid of Serpentex's protection, just because it means that. See, this is another good display. In one match, I'm displaying everything. The fact that just because he is a cold blood monster means, yes, he can go past any Megaton monster they have to defend themselves, but it also means he still can't bypass photophobic shields, evasions, shields, just like a Pierce monster. So you always want to keep that in mind, never forget it. But with that being said, we are about to do maximum damage with this Clawlax. Alright, so what do we want to do here? Electro Slasher, Amp Claws, yeah, we're going to do Electro Slasher, so let's see it. Boom, 1,000,000.25 damage, and he has potential for the guard down hater. So, wow, just a really deadly monster. Boom, your relics kick in, of course. Boom, I'm just going to doop. I want to really rub the salt in their wound because this was the perfect display match. And then I'm going to turn transfer back to Clawlax and do that massive fire damage. Oh my god, I am loving this. Alright, so Pyro Puncture. Boom, 1.82 million damage. An absolutely devastating attacker. He has the advantage of having a Galactic Era monster stats when, we're kind of moving away from the old meta, the old light meta that really ruled the game. Although I will say that is hardly a good thing now because they immediately had to outdate Galactic Era stats and every era stats. with the Colossals having their stats so high. So now, what is it called? Anticipation monster, meaning I want to rely on the fact that he doesn't use extra turns, which is actually pretty rare and pretty useful in the meta right now, because a lot of monsters do. So boom, it doesn't apply the curse, sadly. All right, Desire Arrow. Looks like he's going to target my Clawlax. Radiant Arrow. Wow, he's really getting everyone. Lust Wings, sadly, and finishes everyone off. Boom, everything's kicking in. You die for the first time. You revive. Shadowinja's Essence kicks in. Oof, you immediately heal yourself. Alright, so I think I'm going to do this. Boom, does it land? Yes, it has a big enough impact. It kills you. You die. You're going to come back, but I'm going to deal with you. Wow, the funny thing is he really can't touch Uriel, because Uriel is just like a perfect tank in the light meta. Although Uriel is an unfair monster to compare to anyone, because he's just so OP. So, wow, I love this. All right, so I turn transfer to you, and you have that metal AoE, so you can instantly take him out. But I don't need to, so I'm just going to use Amped Claws. Boom. I did a good bit of damage. So now I'm going to heal, and I'm just going to let you take him out. So what do I want to do? I think I'm going to do this one first, so that I can have Guard Down and Bleed, although Bleed is blocked by Celestial, so that next time I use him, it'll be unblockable. His 2 dots that I want to land are Shock and Ignite. So, typically you apply that Guard Down, and then you do that Shock and Ignite. And once again, you can't bypass Evasion. It is pretty tedious, but it shows you the balancing difference between this and actual Pierce. So then I do this, boom, both my Shock and Ignite land, because as you all know, I didn't even consider that someone might not know what Guard Down does. Guard Down means that you always land 100% of your attacks. That's also what Repentance means, which is why you don't really need them in Tangent. But hey, it is a great mechanic for a monster or an attacker, especially with dots and teammates like these, to have. So yeah, just an incredibly fun monster. I really love using him in PvP. And yeah, he just destroys. So let's just keep on going. I'm having a lot of fun in this video. Let's go. It's been annoying not being able to record this video just because editing software was being a pain. So finally actually getting it out there and having a good recording is amazing. So I think I'm gonna don't be one of those extra turn cherub cupids. He's gonna be. I can tell. I don't think I'll live, but I don't think. Okay. I thought they all already had their evasion. Usually Galvanus go first. So boom, instant kill to everyone on the board. And then they'll revive, but my essence from Uriel will kick in. Boom, boom. Yes, they were weak, so my Shadowinja's essence instantly killed them. All right, this was a perfect match. Then I apply Curse, Nightmares. Man, he's going to get eaten alive by all these dots. Boom, Tireless Capricorn. No, but I don't want to kill him like this. All right. Sadly, I will. Boom. All right. Amazing showcases all around the board. Man, Clawlax is just really fun to use, and I really hope you get him and you have as much fun as I'm having right now. No, I hate to lose a chest that good. Oh my god. But, that's the cost of making these reviews, and I love making these monster reviews, guys. So please leave a like to show support on the video. Leave a comment and it will respond. I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments down below. Subscribe to join the Crab Army. We are at like 340 something subscribers, and we are this close to 350, which is a massive milestone. So please feel free to subscribe and help me get there super soon. Thank you all so much for helping me achieve this. It means a lot, and we're only going to keep going. So boom. And I definitely played this wrong, but it happens. So boom, turn transfer to you, and as you can see, there's not too many options I have right now. I'm going to go with Pyro Puncture just to trigger Copperbeard's hook, and that will finish the job, thank goodness. So he doesn't get revived. That was unexpected, but it's really not a bad thing for me. So he's going to do like an earth attack, I can feel it. Yeah, and that is super effective against Clawlax. So boom, hopefully this doesn't tear me apart. Oh, but I have healing. This is great. All right, so boom, boom, and then turn transfer to you to get rid of that Mega Stun. You know, always be humble. Always remember that evasion, you won't be able to go past it. And also remember that damage mirrors can destroy you, you know, because you have no safeguards against them. So apply Ignite and Shock. Pretty good. You kill her, which is a lot better than you killing Clawlax, because I can just revive her and then she can just turn transfer to Clawlax. So now, oh my god, she applied evasion in that move. Oh, Elvira. Oh, I'm really tanking that shield right now. It's blocked. Aye, aye, aye. So I'm gonna have to take this King Arm off the board now. So boom, Repentance, and yeah, he definitely should die to dots right now. If he lives, I'll be incredibly impressed. All right, so you're finally dead, meaning all I have to take on is an Elvira who has res block. This should be easy enough. Cleanse from me. Her res block will run out pretty quickly. Boom. All right, you have one more trigger. All right, so of course, regeneration, and I just gotta cleanse it one more time. Demon Beheader. Yeah, man, never forget how good Uriel the Great is. Or I said Uriel the Great is just because he's that good. Uriel the Divine. Alright, so turn transfer to Clawlax and let that metal AoE do its job. Oh my god, he's so devastating. Thank you all so much for watching the video. Please leave a like, comment, subscribe, just as I said before. Thank you so much for watching this video this far through. I hope you enjoyed and I hope you found it helpful. I hope to see you in the next one and I hope you have an amazing day. Thanks for watching. Your favorite Omni-Crab, signing out. See you in the next one.